No, don't trust me, mate. Don't trust me.
And I think Arteta's shown a bit too much loyalty to certain players. That's what we want. That's what we like to see. Team, we can do it. We can win. We can beat anyone on our day. But I think he's got to do that consistently. So it was daylight robbery.
People say, oh, you know, come on, being harsh. Maybe it is harsh, but
It's just classic Arsenal, isn't it? Hello, welcome back to the Ardent Gooners Network, and we are discussing today the season that's just gone and the season that is yet to come. Sounds almost biblical, doesn't it? But let's get right into it. We'll start off with Josh. What did you make of the season that's just finished?
Yeah, I can't lie. To be honest with you, to be honest with you, I'm going to rate the season out of 10 and I'm going to say 8. Do you know why? Because if you look on the beginning of like this season where I remember when we played on Forest 1, why? Because Arsenal were preparing themselves to win the league this season. And just you, I've heard other fans in the past say, why did we bowl this league? Not for the fact that we lost to Aston Villa that day, that we did not win this league. I'm not going to say we bowled the league, we bought it against Aston Villa. They cost us the league title. But not just that only, we could have been top of the league, yeah, even though we lost to West Ham, we could have still been top of the league, gained more points than Manchester City and Liverpool, because think of it, when Liverpool lost to Crystal Palace that day, when we lost to Aston Villa, that was really painful, because Liverpool threw away the league title. It was all in our hands to just beat Aston Villa that day, but fans were saying it was just that we lost against West Ham and Fulham. West Ham and Fulham were the reasons why we did not win this league, because when we lost to them ending of last year, 2023, to this year, that's the reason why we did not win this league. Because think of it, West Ham and Fulham are not even as good as we are. They were not even like, you know, in the Champions League like, you know, like we are. Okay, obviously West Ham were in Europe, but obviously they're not a bigger club than us. They may be a bigger club, but they're not bigger than us. We should have beaten them fair and square, even Fulham. So think of it, if we had beaten them, we would have gained more points than we see in Liverpool to, like, let's just say to April where we lost Aston Villa, and then let's just say Tottenham lost on purpose, but we could still get the points, like, you know, we would still be top of the league. See, one West Ham, and we won Everton. If we had beat West Ham and Fulham, we were in top of the league. But you know one thing, why? It's because Arteta just likes to part wrong selections, and he part that wrong selection against Aston Villa. You know, that's the problem. So what he needs to like look back on is the selections that he put out, because against Aston Villa we could have put Martinelli, who's quick, he's moving, you know, he's strong. Everyone likes Martinelli. We all know that Martinelli is a beast. You know, Saka as well, he's a beast. We all know he's our star, but he's my favorite player in Arsenal. You know, I like Saka because he should always be starting next season. And the same with Gabriel Jesus. I don't know why he didn't start, but like players like Alex Zinchenko, I'm sorry, he should not. He should, in my opinion, he should probably leave the club, because people have been complaining about him. Everyone's been moaning about Zinchenko's playable. He's been dog shit not these previous games. Sorry for swearing, but like he's been dog shit these last few games. Same with Nketiah and Jake Kill was like terrible, like against Bayern in the Champions League. If I was Arteta, I would never even like, you know, be asking them to play for Arsenal. Probably buy new players who want to come to this club. That's what I think.
Lachlan Curtis, what do you think?
I think we had a good season overall. I think we've got to put into perspective like where we are as a club and how far we're into the project. So, you know, we've even got to reflect onto like last season, obviously, we were like 3 seasons in, and obviously we were ahead of schedule. And obviously we were, you know, ahead like, was it 90%? I think 90% of the Premier League campaign, and expectation came to that we were going to win the Premier League. Unfortunately, you know, we capitulated. And then obviously fast forward on to the more current season, which obviously was 23-24. And, you know, we did quite well. It's just, I feel that at times Arteta got the selection wrong, and sometimes in-game management kind of affected us, because, you know, I think we were too focused on some of the big results against Manchester City, Manchester United, Liverpool, Brighton, etc. We kind of overlooked some of the smaller teams, and it's unfortunate. Like, you know, if we had a clinical number 9 or clinical forwards, we would have got it over the line and got some of the games that we felt to kind of score in. So, you know, this season, especially parts, it's been very frustrating. If we think back to the Christmas period, Christmas 23, you know, playing West Ham United at home, we should be losing 2-0. I think it was like 14 or 16 shots. It was something ridiculous in the first half. We should have been away with it in that game. And then again, like Fulham away, I'm sorry, like going away to Craven Cottage, we should have lost that game.
To think about that as well. Sorry, destroy the margin, but like, do you remember in the third game of the season that was happened? We drew to them 2-2, and I can't lie. Can I just say that day was all Kai Havertz's fault? But to be honest with you, Kai Havertz has really improved. He's been our most outstanding player. Him and Declan Rice. they should definitely be part of like this Arsenal squad to be playing like most games next season. But like yeah, you said Fulham how we lost to them like which was like our last like day of the year 2023. This year, I mean losing to Fulham at Craven Cottage before that, we drew to them at home ground. When they managed to equalise us before like the 90 minutes after that whistle was blew, that come on, how could you lose to Fulham? Like come on, like they're a small club. Like I understand they're trying to get tougher and tougher. They want to like try and get to Europe, but like they're not a big club. They're not big enough. So we had to beat them because we've not won the league in over 20 years. Think of that now. The last time that they won the league, yeah, and I wasn't even born. They won the league 2004. That was a year before I was even born. They won it at Highbury before they moved it to the Emirates. You know what I mean? That's the thing.
I think the common denominator, and I don't know what you guys think, is the lack of a quality striker. If you think about those two games, West Ham, loads of shots first half, no goals.
West Ham at home.
West Ham at home.
Fulham away.
Fulham away. Aston Villa at home.
Fulham at home.
That Trossard from 3 yards out against Villa will haunt me for the rest of the summer.
Oh, yeah.
I'm thinking more about Aston Villa at home though, to be fair. Like we played really, really well. And we should have seized the opportunity, was it earlier in the day, was it Liverpool lost to was it Palace?
Liverpool lost to Palace.
Yeah,
it
so
was.
Crystal Palace.
Yeah.
And like we had the opportunity, it was a big ask to like win the last 18 games straight, It was a big ask, but we literally should have seized the opportunity because we're up against Manchester City, who are beast. Right. So to be fair, it's not bad. Was it 16 wins, 1 draw, 1 loss? But obviously, unfortunately, Manchester City make you be perfect, and in order to capitalise going forward, you're going to have to be perfect. Like I was saying to a few of the guys, next season we're going to have to be looking at 95 to 100 points to win the Premier League. So we're going to have to get clinical number 9 in to compete with Kai Havertz and Gabriel Jesus, because reality is Kai Havertz is not always going to be the answer to score goals. Gabriel Jesus is always going to be the answer. He's not always going to be fit. Then in terms of the right wing position, we need someone to compete with Bukayo Saka because we can't have him playing week in week out. Then you've got to look at the midfield. We've got to think about Thomas Partey's got 1 year left in his contract. Realistically, I think he's going to be sold in the summer because he's not going to be able to stay fit. So potentially looking at defensive midfielder. Then you've got to think about the number 8 position. So I personally want to see Alexander Zinchenko sold, but if we're going to keep him, he needs to play as a left day. Then you've got to look at obviously the defensive position. So obviously we've got Jurriën Timber, we've got Tommy Yasin, obviously they can play across the back, and then obviously you've got Ben White. Realistically, we're going to play Ben White as right back, he's going to invert. Then you're going to have Jurriën Timber play on the left and Tommy Yasin play on the left. Or you never know, Kieran Tierney might come back in and get some game time. Realistically, he's probably going to get sold in the summer. But onwards and upwards, fingers crossed. If we get some signings done, we may stand a chance, but we've got to be perfect next season. 95 to 100 points. And I'd ideally like to win it next season because it's going to become being the Guardiola's last year. I don't want to just be winning the Premier League 2 seasons time because Klopp and Guardiola is gone. It would have been nice to win the last 2 seasons because we would have been up against Guardiola and Klopp. So fingers crossed next year we get it done over the line. But get some signings done.
Yeah.
I can't lie, like he's right, like I've been saying this to you, like on my channel, yeah, I was saying to you how we could do this, like we need to sign different players. Like if you want to win the league next season, yeah, then Arteta just has to literally just sign some players. Like Arteta is so trust to actually sign some players because but let it not be a waste of money where they won't do anything for this club because people were against Kai Havertz, they were having a agenda against Kai Havertz, so was I. I was wrong. People were telling me give him a chance, he will get better. He's gotten better. But you know why we want to sign new players? Because the squad we had, as in the people that were playing defense, our defense was just not good. That's why we need new players who really fit in and who be really strong, quick, and will score goals. I mean, Jurriën Timber has not played at all this season, and we were saying I remember fans here, even on the news, he was going to start at Porto in the round of 16 of the Champions League, and he didn't. So Jurriën Timber hasn't played at all this season. The last time he played was in the FA Championship. If we had him, we would have been we would be on that tower race, yeah, to win that big trophy, and even let's just say Kylian Mbappe wanted to come as well, but there's no way Arsenal can afford him. He's too expensive. He's one of the greatest players all times. He's too expensive. If Arsenal would have afforded him, would we have been winning not just the Champions League as well, because he's really good enough for the team he is in Champions League, that's PSG, but because the fact that Jurgen Klopp has left, I know he wanted to win the league because it was his last game this but I'm happy for Klopp and Liverpool because they won the Carabao Cup this season. Like that's just finished already. So Arteta signed a new contract. Let's see if we can actually really do something about this next season to win the league. Because I know the situation that when we do so well, we become a league, and then when it comes to being like March, April, May, we fumble apart. No. So we need better strikers that will really fit in to win this league trophy. That's the thing, because we could have won it if West Ham had done us a favour, but they couldn't because they're not strong enough for Manchester City. Do you agree on that?
There's no excuses. You got to think how much money can be generated, right? So realistically, fair enough. Like El Nini's obviously gone on a free, Suarez has gone on a free, but we can make money from Tavares, Tierney, Lokonga, Eddie Nketiah, Emil Smith Rowe. So there's money there can be generated, maybe 100, 130 mil, 140 mil in sales, and we can look to reinvest that money into the squad because to compete with the likes of Manchester City, I'm sure they have 2 starting 11s. We've probably only got 15, 16 players, and that's the kind of levels we're going to have to go to because I don't want to be seeing us going out in the Carabao Cup to West Ham away at London Stadium. Yeah, so that's Carabao, and then FA Cup at home. Yeah, FA Cup at home and Liverpool. Losing. Liverpool have only just come back because was it the 22-23 season they weren't great. They were only back in the 23-24 season. I thought Liverpool at home and FA Cup should be doing better. I want to be seeing us compete on all fronts next year. So FA Cup, Carabao Cup, Premier League and Champions League is no excuse. To call yourself an elite team, you have to compete. And the thing is, Arteta's a good manager, but he's not an elite manager until he wins silverware. We won an FA Cup in
2020.
August 2020.
2020, think of that.
Nearly 5 years.
Exactly.
5 years without a trophy.
Exactly. Imagine, since day one, he has been at Arsenal Football Club and he's not won as big a trophies in the FA Cup. Okay, I get the season before the season started, he won us the FA Community Shield against City. I mean, come on. FA Community Shield is just it's not a big thing. It's not a big thing. It's just a small.
It's not major honour.
Exactly. It's just something you want to prepare yourself for this season, because why do we play in that Community Shield? Because we finished second. That's the thing, that City won the league and the FA Cup 2 seasons ago. Why? Because the season just finished. But he won us the FA Cup in 2020 during COVID. Come on. It's been over 3 years? Yeah, over 3 years now. We've got to be winning trophies bigger than the FA Cup. We've got to be winning the league, Champions League. I'm so proud of this team. I love this club, This team has originally been successful, qualified for still Champions League next season. So think about that, There's still a better opportunity because think of it. Even if we did not win the league because City won West Ham, the West Ham could have drawn to Manchester City where when you score every game more points, it's unlucky. I'm get ready for next season. That's what.
Next year we need to be away from the pack. If we're going to be getting an 8 or 10 point leads, we need to be holding on to an 8 or 10 point lead right at the end of the season. So probably don't capitulate.
Yeah, so I think if we're going to sum up, I would say, and I want to agree or disagree from both of you, okay? We're going to sum up. The squad needs to be bigger to challenge Manchester City.
Yes.
We need to get
We need
a
a
top
bigger squad.
quality striker. You heard from me earlier today, Eddie Nketiah has been linked to Crystal Palace,
Sell.
Everton,
Yes. Go on, please sell him.
and Wolves. So I think we need to cut our losses and possibly sell players. Yes,
what we have not touched on,
we're linked.
the goalkeeping situation.
The
So,
goalkeepers, yeah.
Ramsdale could be off, and they're really looking at Cole Hines' contract as third choice because we've got to think if what's going to happen if Ramsdale goes. What are we going to do? Promote Cole Hines up to second choice? I'm not sure about that. Ideally, I'd like to keep Ramsdale, but he's struggling for game time, and he wants to stay as England number 1. So we'll have to see where that situation unfolds with the goalkeeping situation.
Absolutely, and I think we need a much bigger squad, and I don't want to hear next season, it doesn't matter we're out of the Carabao Cup, it doesn't matter we're out of the FA Cup. Let's show elite mentality, and that means staying in every competition, having a big squad, a top-class striker who's going to score 25 to 30 a season. Yes, we've done brilliantly, but no more excuses. We've got to learn from last season and build on it. Guys, do you agree with those points?
Yes, I agree. Think of it. I remember, I think the last game of the season, I said this to Cecil, on the fan roundup that day. I said to him, from AMTV, if we want to bridge that gap for City at Etihad, because I know we drew to them at their ground, that we actually bridged that gap with them. Even we beat them by Emirates this season, yes, that was the moment that we could have won this league, because after we bridged the gap on big teams in the Premier League, Manchester City, Liverpool. I mean, we beat Liverpool in the Premier League. Why couldn't we beat them in the FA Cup? Like Curtis said, we could have beat them in the FA Cup. Think of it. The only way we could have been on that day, it was just for Saka to score. That day I was at home, I wasn't
Lots
at the
of
game.
missed chances.
Saka missed so many
Yeah.
chances that day. I could not even forget that day up to now. Him, Havertz, the ball was coming to them in the box. They had it, they just couldn't even just put that ball to the back of the like, come on. Look, not just the league. Yes, you're right. We need other trophies. If we can't win the Carabao Cup, fine. We need FA Cup and
Yeah.
Champions League.
Yeah.
If we want to be like Manchester City, how they won the treble
Yeah.
years ago,
Yeah.
then we need bigger strikers.
Yeah.
We'll be able to go in there and beat Manchester City before you know it. Yeah, we'll be twice who we were this season, last season, and 3 seasons ago. Am I right with that?
Yes, all
Agree or
agreed.
disagree?
Agree with all we said. Remember to like the video, share the video, subscribe to the channel. Shout out Adam, Ardent Gooders Network. Shout out Joshua. Shout the guys out.
Well, there we go. 24-25. Come on, you Gunners.
Come on, you Gunners.